Well, this is the liar edition of Trump's first 3 days. Let's go over it. The war in Ukraine has not been stopped in the first 24 hours, which he promised over and over on every news channel. Just go to YouTube, look at Fox, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, probably Newsmax. He promised it would be over. He just has to talk to them. And the war's over. No. He's a liar. Now let's look at the next thing. The debt ceiling. Oh, he needed the debt ceiling raised. We have to get it. Make it a string attached to everything. Well, have anybody ever asked him, if you got this Doge thing and you plan on cutting the budget $2 trillion, why do you need to raise the debt ceiling if you're cutting the budget? We all know he is a liar. He's going to raise the debt ceiling to get more tax cuts for the rich. Not for you. Oh my God. Not for you. Only the billionaires. That's why he needs to raise the debt ceiling to put the debt on you so that they get a break. You fools. Let's look at the next item. Oh, the media. Let's talk about the media. The media doesn't seem to have any journalists left. They have stenographers. They just write whatever Trump says or anybody else says. They don't look into anything. They don't investigate anything. They don't even ask follow-up questions to stupid answers. You know, like, we have concepts of a plan. Really? So the follow-up is, you have no plan at all. No, they won't ask that. They will be, oh, concepts of a plan. That's interesting. Total failure of our media. Our media is crap, is done. There's no point in watching it. I canceled all my subscriptions because there's no point. What is the point of watching these idiots, who are basically just putting a recorder up, says, oh, let's see what he says. Well, I can see what he says, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, you're supposed to be reporters. You're supposed to ask him the difficult questions. But you don't. You're like, well, he's a fucking idiot, so there's no point in asking him any questions. Maybe that's the point. He's an idiot. You should asking him questions because people need to know he's an idiot. It's hilarious. Let's look at the next question. The USA is a joke. a banana republic. Yeah. I mean, this idiot has signed what, like 200 executive orders? They're meaningless. Meaningless. It's a joke to make him feel like a king. I proclaim this to be the law. Well, presidents can't make laws. Only Congress can make laws. The president has to execute the laws, which means enforce them. Now, he has a little bit of leeway here and there where he can say, well, let's not enforce that so much. Let's enforce this more. So, yeah, there's things he can do, but he can't change the law. He can't change birthright citizenship in an executive order. I mean, God, he's not a fucking king. He's a elected president. He only has the powers of the presidency. Only Congress can change the laws. Or Supreme Court. But they can only change the laws if they find the laws to be unconstitutional, which gives them a lot of leeway, but still, they can't make laws. They can only adjudicate the laws. Congress can always modify the law and bring it back constitutionally. He's not a king. So all these things he's signing, those are just like directives to the executive branch that he controls. He can all say, oh, enforce this, but don't enforce that. But he can't completely not enforce things. He can say enforce it less. Because if it's a law, under his oath, he has to enforce the law. That's the oath he took. I solemnly swear to enforce the laws of the United States of America and the Constitution. While he didn't put his hands on the Bible. Because I guess he was afraid he would either erupt in flames or the Bible would, or both. So let's look at the next thing. Yeah, USA is a joke and banana republic. Well, that's how the rest of the world sees us. If you don't see us that way, it's time you get a passport and travel, because the rest of the world looks at Americans like these idiots, they have elected this clown show, and like, oh my God. They would humor you while taking your money, because it's so easy to take your money. Even Trump does it. Yeah. Then, yeah, Trump is not the law and order candidate. Seriously, you want to question that? 34 felonies, 1 rape. I can't even count how many fraud convictions. He can't even do business in New York anymore. He was banned after his fraud convictions. He's a liar. Everything he says is a lie. So no law. And he just pardoned 1,500 of his cohorts that stormed the Capitol in an insurrection. Yeah, law and order. Yeah. Yeah, we're all kind of, trying not to laugh, chuckle, or cry that we have a felon who just released all the other felons in his, insurrection. And I think the last one is, no crisis or emergency on the border. Where is Doge on this waste? Yeah. He declared an emergency on the border, which doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And he's sending troops at our taxpayer expense to the border to deal with nothing. There's no emergency at the border, but he declared an emergency so that he could send the troops. Didn't he say Doge was supposed to cut waste and fraud in the government? I think this emergency declaration, which doesn't exist, sending troops that don't need to be there, is definitely a fraud and a waste of government money. So let's get Doge right on this to rescind the emergency and send the troops back where they came from, because there is no emergency at the border. And I can tell you, I cross the border a lot. I have a house in Mexico. I never see this emergency. When I come or I go, no emergency. We glide through the border like every other day. It's a fraud on the American people to say that we have this emergency or a open border. Well, of course the border is open. If it's not open, people can't go here and come back. We can't send, shipments from Mexico to our stores or from our stores to Mexico. We have to have an open border, you freaking idiots. Where do you think your avocados, your tomatoes, most of your fruit comes from? It's wintertime in the USA, right? It's coming from freaking Mexico, you idiots. Yeah, let's close the border. I can't believe this country. I just can't. I mean, it's like, I went to public school. I went to college. Right? And yet, I don't understand how stupid these people are that they don't understand even the basic things about international trade, about the economy. Fox News has been the blight on our democracy because they have made everybody stupid stupid with their bullshit. 24-hour a day bullshit. Turn it off and you will instantly get smarter day by day. Have yourself a great day.